Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making pressure cooker pork chop Marsala. Okay, I'm starting out, we're going to make a dredge for our pork chops. We're going to bread them in some flour. I'm going to start by putting a teaspoon of salt in here. This is 1 cup of flour. And you can adjust your salt to your dietary needs. I'm going to put in a teaspoon of paprika. And I'm just eyeballing my seasonings. And I'm going to put in a half a teaspoon of pepper. I'm going to mix that together and set it aside just for right now. Alright, now I have my pressure cooker set on sear saute and it's hot. I'm going to add a little olive oil in here. Make sure this was opened. Just enough to give it a good healthy coating on the bottom. It's probably about 4 or 5 tablespoons. And I have some center cut boneless pork chops. Really can't see them, but you will in a minute. I'm going to dip them in this flour mixture. And I'm going to get them in the pressure cooker, shake off the excess flour. And I'm going to fry these for a few minutes till they're golden brown on both sides. Alright, now that my pork chops are all browned up, I pulled them out and set them aside. We're still set on saute. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter in here. Get that started to melt down. And to that I'm going to add in 1 onion I diced up fine. And I'm going to saute this in butter and oil for a few minutes till the onions start to soften up. Right now that my onions are starting to soften up, I'm going to add in some garlic. I'm going to add in the equivalent of 2 cloves. I'm using the pre-diced stuff in the jar. If you use fresh stuff, put it in with your onion, because this here is going to warm up and start to soften up a lot quicker. Alright, now I'm going to put in 1/4 cup of white wine. This calls for Marsala wine, but I didn't have any on hand, so I'm using some white. And I'm just going to eyeball this. Or rather, I'm putting in 1/2 cup of wine. And I'm going to allow this to cook for a little bit to get the alcohol out. And it's going to help deglaze that pan. Because if you're using an Instant Pot with a stainless steel pan, you want to deglaze it so you don't get that burn notice. Alright, now I'm going to put in a 1/2 cup of chicken stock. And I'm going to add in an 8-ounce container of white sliced mushrooms. And I'm just going to spread these evenly along the bottom of the pressure cooker. I'm going to get my chops back in here. Alright, now that I have my chops in, I'm going to grab my lid. Alright, now that I have my lid on, I'm going to lock it, make sure we're set on seal. Alright, I'm going to set this to pressure cook for 10 minutes. And after the 10 minutes, I'm going to let it do a natural release of the pressure for 10 minutes. Alright, now that my pork chops are done, I pulled them out and set them aside, and I turn this back on saute. I'm going to put in about a teaspoon or 1/4 of flour. That flour we dredged the pork chops in, I saved some. I'm going to whisk that in. And I'm going to put in about 1/4 cup of heavy cream. Alright, I'm going to get my pork chops back in there and let them sit in that sauce as it thickens. Alright guys, my sauce is nice and thickened. This is ready to go. Let's go ahead and fix up a plate and see what we got. I just went ahead and made some buttered seasoned potatoes to go with this. Let me get in here and try this chop. It's all already chops tender. Get a piece off of here. Get some of that sauce. Pork chops really tender, really delicious. That sauce, it's so creamy. Guys, that was really easy, really delicious. Pressure cooker pork chop Marsala. Thanks for watching and supporting me, and remember, love what you eat what you love.